Why the first 10 minutes matters? Well, at this point in time, you've spent at least 10 minutes with this person, and so you should have a pretty good idea of who they are. And I say that because if you've followed the steps that we indicated earlier in the videos, you would have asked some questions that you know are relevant to your life. You would have told some stories about yourself that share your gifts so that people aren't in the dark about who, you are and how awesome you are. And then you'd also have initiated some touch. You'd at least have cracked open a fairly attractive opening line that has some kind of clever twist to it, so it's not ordinary. You've been paying attention, you've been listening, you've been actually mirroring the language of the other person. So after you've gotten all these bits of information about the other person and you've lived in your flow, hopefully you've been able to tap into the now. You've been going step by step to share all these different great gifts about yourself and to connect with the other person. It's now time to keep your eyes on the prize, ultimately get the phone number. Which means if you don't exchange information, then you're going to be relying on another random possibility to connect again. And that's just not ultimately demonstrating leadership. And if you're going to be the one initiating the relationship, or if you're the one that actually wants somebody to initiate it with you, you have to make sure that you make that clear in the exchange. So if you're the person that is being, let's say, attracted to by somebody else, let's say you're being approached. Well, keep yourself moving your body as much as you can and smiling throughout to try to incentivize the other person to ask for your phone number. Particularly that comes into play with a lot of feminine beings. Even men sometimes that want to be more in their feminine can kind of tiptoe around asking for numbers. They actually want their prospect to ask them. So if you can, be really, really tuned in to the goal of keeping connected. So ask for the phone number, ask for the Facebook ad, do the Facebook ad live. Do it right then and there. Hand your phone to the other person. If you don't have a smartphone, get a smartphone. Make sure that you bring it up, you're ready to go, and you just hand it to the other person so that there isn't a chance to screw it up. Make them put their name in. That way you don't have to spell their name correctly. Sometimes you might forget their name. Just hand them the phone, hand them the Facebook page on your phone and get it going. Now, another key component here in the first 10 minutes is to make sure that in these interactions, you've shared a lot. Hopefully you've gotten beneath the surface, that you're not just talking about something random, but that's okay because that's safe. But if you want to go deeper and you've connected on one of your key points, whether it's, a part of your lifestyle or one of your interests, it's now about understanding the other person's schedule. So you want to know what's happening in the next couple of days, because if you don't know what's happening and you keep texting the other person, or if you're asking for something unreasonable, it creates a lot of uncertainty and fear, and it's just uneasiness. Because if you're going to be the one initiating the next move, make it easy on yourself. Just ask them what they're up to the next couple of days. You don't have to plan the date out, but at least know what's happening. So that way it gives you the ability to structure something that's going to work. It's going to be convenient, but it's also going to be magical because you're so in tune and you weren't afraid to try to create some kind of a self-sabotage scenario because you didn't have the balls to ask the other person for valuable information. So get that out there. And again, if you haven't touched the person by now, give them a hug as you say goodbye. It's really important that you establish that you're more than just friends, okay? The other person, it's very likely, may still believe that all you want to be is friends. And so by ending with a hug is that last possible message to say, no, hey, I'm interested. And if you want to be more blunt, that's fine too. I'm more blunt. So I would say something like, hey, we should make sure we actually hang out this week and really add a little fire to it. But again, everyone's got their own place. So that's the last tip I'm going to give you for the first 10 minutes. And if you have any other questions, go ahead and follow up with me on email.